Okay, I think we decided we're going to go do some visiting out in the wilderness. Actually, what's one of the villages? Deerford Village? I think that's what it's called.
Better indeed.
Oh, we're going to rest first, though. Because this doesn't eat up a camping supply if we rest in here, right? Place still needs a lot of work. Power bonus, plus to your perception. Sure. Zagani saunters over to you, stretching her legs. She holds a pouch of deer jerky in one hand and she offers it as she takes a seat across from you. Itumak looks on hungrily. Long day, she bends one arm behind her head and reaching until you hear a pop. Just wanted to see how you're holding up. You seem to have a lot of long nights. Yes, it's a bed for 6 people. Shh. Well enough, thanks. Things aren't so good. The leaden key hasn't assassinated me yet, so I guess I can't complain. A bright side to everything, isn't there? She folds her arms over her knees. Look, it's been a while since I had a hunting party, but we're in this together now. And even if we're hunting for different things, we're still hunting together. She takes a hunk of dried meat from her pouch and bites a long strip from it. Itumak licks his lips and she tosses him the rest. I don't understand exactly what's happening to you, but I'll help you find it at Theos, same as you're doing for me. She's such a nice dwarf. What's wrong with her? So now we have a perception bonus for the next 3 rests. Unless somebody dies, of course. That's a different story.
Better indeed.
What's this? What do I hold? So he's still doing that. How much longer until our construction's done? Should only be a couple hours by now. 6 hours. It's a good way to kill 6 hours. Accept. And we're headed to Durwood Village, which we can't get there quite yet. So, Stormwall Gorge. 20 hours. Ugh. Probably should have went to the closer spot, but oh well. So many hours didn't get wasted. Okay, craft hall has completed. So now what do we want to build? Around the curtain walls. 4 days. We'll be traveling a little bit. Probably not a bad idea. So the west or the south curtain wall? Let's do the south one. Okay, so. Oh, we've been here. This was the little. Go down into the little dungeon. Free some water, blah, blah, blah stuff. It'll take 6 hours.
How's the hand?
Turning purple. I'd have to cut it off.
I warned you not to pet him.
If I'm not supposed to pet him, why is he so soft?
So we haven't been here, but it's all mapped out, so that's fine. But why are we here? We are here because... Not that. Search runs out somewhere outside of Durford. Letting Kias and operatives to find the site, but their purpose is unknown to me. Search runs somewhere outside of Durford. That's where I am, right? Durford Village. So I guess I gotta find that. I guess I could walk around and talk to people. Oh, like the inn. I'm sure somebody knows something down here. About something, maybe. Hey, we're a traveler. I only require a moment. Good thing I was paying attention.
How do you do?
House Harrod Guard. Sorry, House Harrod Guard. Guard gives you a appraising eye. You've recently come to Durford, I take it. I don't suppose you saw a young elven noblewoman on the road. I'm stuck in this wretched place with the rest of my unit until we find her. I haven't seen anything like that. Who is she? Lady Alis. He bites his lip. She's the daughter of Lord Nestor Herond, and she's gone missing, he sighs. Perhaps you could go speak with Lord Herond at the inn. He's to be grateful for the assistance, and it could be the villagers will open up to you more than they have to us. But I'm an elf too, though. Why would they open up to me? Because I'm an elf. Damn, going for monsters like that. Damn the rest of the gods too. What's your problem? He's angry because of his piglets? I got a ghost piglet. It's a miniature. It's a giant miniature one, though. Space one. A man paces angrily in front of the wrecked animal pen, his sun-wreathed, weathered face twisted with ire. He's so wrapped up in his fury that he doesn't seem to notice you. Blah, blah, bloody effigy, the thrice damn salty wench and her snot soggy. What's wrong? You could really mind your language. That's probably not the best way to pray to the gods. A fat lot of good they've done me so far. Just look at this mess. My pen ruined and all but a few measly runts gone. What? What are you talking about? Calm down and tell me what happened. He bites his lip and closes his eyes. His nostrils flare with each quick, angry breath. Wife's always telling me to mind my temper and just breathe deep and count to 10. He sighs. An ogre moved into the area not long ago. Folk have been seeing glimpses and tracks out in the wood, but it seemed to be staying away from town, or so we thought, until it made off with my pigs. Now everyone's afraid it's going to develop a taste for kith, if it hasn't already. What do you mean to do now? Need to see the ogre take your pigs. What else would have destroyed my pen and made off with my herd? And at that same time, the rest of the village is seeing a 10-foot monster in the forest. I know it's too late to get my pigs back, but I'd set my mind at ease to see that thing's head shorn from its neck. In fact, you bring its ugly pate to me, and I'll trade you for something that's of less use to a farmer like me than to a rowdy-looking sort like yourself. What do you know about the ogre? The white that wins. I guess we don't have those where you come from, do you? I guess they don't have those where you come from, do they? It's the same as any other, I'm sure. A big, ugly son of a bitch with a nasty temper and an appetite to match. Trigil could tell you more. He claims to have seen it in the wood. Now you can find him in his shop, right by the broken tower. Need anything else? Nope. What's up there? Food. I think we're okay. Must have seen something. Seen what? I already told you we haven't. Stop peeking at our windows. Uh-oh. Villager, 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 villager. Sid. Where are you, Sid?
I
Well
just
met,
want to
friends.
find her. Surely even you can understand that.
Narrated stands by the fire, tuning her lute and plucking its strings. She hums snatches of a melody as she goes. First time at the Dracogen? Normally I'd have a song ready, but I haven't quite worked out this tune yet. I'm writing some chants about the founding of this inn. Say, you interested in the story? I haven't finished the chants, but I could tell you about it all the same. Sure, let's have it. It was built in the time of Hadrit's rebellion, and a Diran lady, Thanu, once had a keep here. One of the towers still stands, but the rest is said to be buried under the village. Anyway, she stuck to the side of the empire, and a contingent of Duke Hadrit's Knights of the Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in the area turn her keep to rubble. This inn was the first building that sprang up from the ruin, built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Thanu's castle, they say. Supposedly, the quarterstaff of her chief wizard even got lost in construction, mortared into a wall or nailed under a floorboard. Anyway, the inn was supposed to be a haven and a meeting place while the locals built their new town. What do you mean, supposed to be? The Woodens are an ornery lot, and the more these new neighbors met, the more they argued. They realized they didn't agree on much beside ousting the old lord. The biggest divide was over the Glanfathans and their nearby ruins. Hadrit's knights and their supporters wanted to keep the peace, but a group of misfits with more anarchic leanings that had formed in town wanted to go after the tribes the same way they'd gone after their lord. Soon the villagers were fighting with each other as much as with the Dirans. In the end, memories of the Broken Stone War and the War of the Black Trees were fresh enough that the Duke's soldiers won the day. Most of the other villagers came around eventually, but some of the core troublemakers left to join the front lines of the War of Defiance, and others, I've heard, found their way into the Gilded Compass, the most forward-looking of the Glanfathan tribes. I don't know if I believe that part myself, but it makes a good story. She points to the east wall. There's a portrait of one of the chief rabble-rousers and his rival in the peacekeeping faction. Someone's idea of a joke. I don't think they were particularly amused. I want to hear about the Broken Stone War. Do I? Reading. So much reading. As you can see, Duran's full of history, even in little villages like this. Tell me about the War of Black Trees. Started back in the colonial days, about 30 years after the Broken Stone War. Stuff. Hardret. Admet's father was Gref at the time. What's a Gref? Governor. As part of peace negotiations, he'd signed treaties prohibiting the Diran colonists from looting Egwithan ruins. However, he'd been unable to outlaw the use of captured Glanfathans as slaves. I see. What is a Gref? Gref is a governor of a colony and is subservient to the Diran emperor. The early leaders of the Diran colony in Deerwood included Andrang, blah, blah, blah. I see. Indeed, taking of whatever. See, the Empire has never actually agreed to Hadrit's treaties on the matter, and the recent succession of the Valiant Republics likely left them eager to weaken Hadrit's position. So much reading. Glanfathans died as Diran repeated his Admeth repeated his scorched earth tactics in the following months. He wore down the remainder of their forces. To this day, over 150 years later, there are still sections of the Deerwood where the trees have nothing but bare, charred trunks.
We're decent folk, my lord. Perhaps you should leave and check the wilds.
Why, it's you, Aor. Thank you, friend. You've given me another chance, and I mean to make the most of it. I've been telling everyone around here about how you helped me. What did I don't remember that guy. I'm not sure how I helped him.
Good day to you.
Innkeeper digs inside a mug with a dirty rag. His eyes under his thick brows are tired but watchful. He gives you a quick nod as you approach the bar. Don't see many travelers these days. Something I can do for you. What was your exchange with that nobleman about? He looks up from polishing his tankard and glowers at the lord. Folk around here Folk around here is decent. They mind their own business. You want to stick to your nose in? Go talk to him yourself. Nope. All the laughing. Lord Herond. The man wears a deer-style robe, simple but elegant. His fine leather shoes look like they were made for padding around indoors, yet they're caked with mud. He yanks a lock of hair twined around his silk-gloved finger. His fine features are etched with anxiety.
My child is out there. Do they not understand?
No, but I think we leveled up.
My lord, we're doing everything we can. Unfortunately, these villagers...
Peasants and pains in the asses.
Beasts take them all. I don't care how you do it, but find her.
Your child is missing, I take it. I heard you arguing with the innkeeper.
A petty, small-minded man. Just like the rest of them around here. I've been paying him an honest fee for board and bed, and yet he can't be bothered to stir himself to concern for my Alice.
Actually seems angry at you.
People from these backwater villages take offense for sport. You have to but show up with a full coin purse, and they'll hear insult in the jingle of your step. They forget that Duke Hadret came from the privileged classes, as did all of the other earls and lords who financed the rebellion they're so proud of. I've asked around, but nobody in this mud hole has any concerns beyond their swine. They turn my men away like beggars and seem downright pleased to be of no use. But you're not one of my soldiers. And you look like you're used to getting your hands dirty, if you don't mind my saying so.
They're caked in blood, babe. I'll get over it. Drifter, his guard leans in. My lord, a simple vagabond. What? Not a drifter, you loser. He raises his hand to silence the man. If you find her, he nibbles the thumb of one silk glove. Tell her I won't be upset with her. She can come back and all will be well. I just want to make sure my Alice, my child, is safe. Nothing in the world is more important to me. Look, that's some questions about your daughter.
Alice. Of course.
Describe her. No voice? Okay. She's a striking young woman, bears more resemblance to her mother than to me. She's has auburn hair and delicate, well-bred features. She must be, 28 or 29 now. Tell me about her disappearance. We'd stop in Durford for a few days. On her fourth evening here, I was making plans to continue our journey. Lady Alice was feeling unwell and went to bed. When I retired a couple hours later, I found that she had vanished. None of my men had seen her go, and no one at the inn knew where she was. Since then, my people have been combing the village, but we've yet to find a clue, and the locals have been no help. Why did you and Alice come to Durford? It was merely a stop along the way to Aina's Rest. However, she took ill shortly before our arrival, so it seemed prudent to allow her a few days to recover. What is Aina's Rest? He frowns as if about to protest, but he gives in with a sigh. Lady Alice has reached an age where it is prudent for her to marry. Given this legacy business, I can't let her fertile years slip by, nor do I want her wound to fester in the presence of so many Hollowborn. Where's the rest of your family? Surely they wouldn't want to miss your daughter's betrothal. Lady Harund is ill-suited for travel, I'm afraid, and unfortunately Alice has a few other close relatives. My sister and her husband, Alice's aunt and uncle, of course, have been visiting Ada these past months. He rubs his knuckles. And as for siblings, Alice has none. Alice has none. My wife has only given birth to Hollowborn since Alice, that is. I see, but going back to your daughter... Previous questions. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Lord Nestor Harrond of Defiance Bay. My family has been prominent there since Imperial times. Our primary estate is on the outskirts of Brackenbury, but we have holdings in New Haomar as well. Those went to my sister and her husband.
That's it? Look, we all leveled up. Okay. So, welcome to level 8. Gimpy. Stuff is so expensive. More stealth. You guys leave us 2 points. We pick up 6, so wow, we have just enough points to pick up another level of mechanics next time. Talents, class. Acolyte's Radiance? What the hell is this? Nuanced faith in the gods has allowed this character to unleash wave of spiritual energy similar to her priest Holy Radiance. Once per encounter. Friendly target. Effect, friendly target 5-meter radius from the caster. Friendly AoE. Some more endurance. So only vessels. Oh, so only the undead. Successful frightened for 10 seconds. Oh, with the DLC, starting skills of all the other classes are unlocked. Oh, really? Well, that's going to screw things up for me, isn't it? Aspirant's Mark. The character has attuned themselves to the natural world like a druid and is able to focus its power of an enemy with the effects of nature's mark spell. So that's a ranger thing. Missiles. As a hedge wizard, the characters learn... Well, this is messing me up. He's able to summon skeletons. Beat shot. Rangers learn. Veterans recovering. Shit. So none of this stuff is rogue stuff. Marksman. Increase the character's accuracy with ranged weapons based on distant target. Venom Strike. With the mixture of animal and plant venom supplied to his or weapon, the character is able to deliver a toxic strike that does raw damage over time. He already has one of those. Two weapons. Specialized training increases the character's attack speed while using a weapon in each hand. That might be good. He does dual wield. Gain 2 additional quick slots. Fast runner. Sets, that's not really a big deal. Shot on the run. Minus 25% range recovery when moving. So I guess a shoot and run at the same time. Bow. So many choices. Healing. Small amount of health than an ally. It's just him, right? Yep. So that's 40 health over 9 seconds. It's 20, but it gives well on others. I'm thinking 2-weapon style. Swing stuff faster? I don't know. Sure, why not? What could possibly go wrong? No new class unlocks because they don't like us. Okay, so that's Gimpy. Ader. Ader needs survival. It's already at 8, so technically there. More survival. 1 point left. It's okay. So no new class unlocks for him too. Weary Defender. Increase the fighter's awareness while in Defender mode, granting a bonus to Fortitude, Reflexes, and Will. +5 all defenses except Deflection. Defenses. Effects +2 enemies engage, -5 to deflection. More engagement. What could possibly go wrong there? Aloth. You are working out. Lore max out at 11? Oh, because he'd have enough points. He needs 8 points to advance. That's why he can't go any higher. It's a bonus movement, accuracy bonus versus creature type, increased consumable duration. Should probably work on survival, I guess. Or athletics. Can do both. But that means no lore for a few more levels. Yeah. We don't really use that much stuff for lore. Okay, so another spell. Oh, this is the black hole thing, isn't it? Summons a black sphere that draws all nearby enemies toward it each time it pulses, and it lasts for 21 seconds. Radius is 3.88. It's not small. It's not big either. Writhing Tentacles. Summon a trio of powerful tentacles that cannot move but can inflict crush and corrode damage and the struck affliction on anyone they hit. Speed is slow, range is 6 meters, duration 15 seconds. Better magic missiles. Location of the caster and one ally, leaving a shockwave between them, and that stuns all caught in the line of fire. Kind of tricky to do that. Essential Phantom. Creates a ghostly double of the caster, causing shock damage to enemies hit by it. Lasts for 30 seconds. Poisonous cloud of fountains that causes corrode damage and leaves victims sickened. That's everybody. That's not just enemies, is it? Oh, this is the make them terrified if they look at you thing. It's damage to the target, weakening it and converting its life force to the caster as endurance. We have that version as a lower version. This one? Uses the caster with vitality, giving them a temporary increase to maximum endurance and health for 60 seconds. Caster becomes able to see an enemy's weaknesses and vulnerabilities as they were physically tangible. That's for 60 seconds. Confusion. So enemies, confuse them. 10-meter range, 3.88 radius, and it lasts for 11 seconds. Sure. Only the one spell, right? Yep. Nope, talent. King Veil. Conjures a protective shield of magic, dramatically boosting the wizard's deflection. 2 per rest. That's slamming people with your book. Oh, bonus spells. I'm going to go with the bonus 3rd level spell because we need more of those fireballs. And all set. Okay, Mr. Burning Priest. More lore for you. 4 points left. Athletics or survival. Oh, survival's at 5. Let's do athletics. And then you. Painful interdiction. Priests are able to channel their fury through interdiction, adding a painful weakening affliction to the attack. That's it. So target. Weaken for 11 seconds. Verse fortitude. Interdiction. 1 per encounter. Mrs. Gimpy's home. I hope that's her. I think she's home. It's hard to tell. Okay, so daze for 8.8 seconds. A lot of dazing. Inspired Flame. Oh, maybe she's not. He's just throwing a fit. Okay, the Faithful of Megrin gain an accuracy bonus with sword and he doesn't have those. He doesn't use those weapons. Radiance. So everybody receives less healing from the priest holy radiance, but the priest gains a bonus to all attributes and movement. Oh, yeah, not that. Inspiring Radiance. Gain an accuracy bonus from the priest. Alice gained an accuracy bonus from the priest holy radiance for 12 seconds. 1 per encounter. More spells. These are all the extra stuff. Yeah, make it more accurate. Okay. The Ranger. Your survival's up to 9, so bonus mode. Do that one. More survival. Swift and steady. The Ranger becomes better able to shoot quickly, reducing the accuracy penalty of swift aim, which she already has. Faithful Companion, Merciless Companion. Ranger's animal companion gains improved defense against charmed, confused, and dominated. And do small amounts of sneak attack damage against targets that qualify. I thought we had that already. Sells the natural world like a druid. Is able to focus its power on an enemy with the effects of nature's mark spell. Once per encounter. But this one is just keep the swift aim, but reduces the accuracy penalty, which is -7 instead of 12. Yeah, sure. Okay, last but not least, the Druid. The Druid needs... Survival's already up to 9, so that one. Stealth, athletics, lore.
You did it wrong.
Oh, I didn't.
This is how you do it. Warg. Please excuse me. That was embarrassing. I meant to say. Jag.
So I guess the only real choices here are bonus spells. So, ones or threes. Go threes, I guess.
Yeah?
So what level 3s did we just get? So of course we got the Beetle Shell, that we hardly use, Infestation of Maggots, Nature's Bomb, Purge of toxins, returning storm, spreading plague, and stag's horn, and twin stones. Sure. So Ader now has the defense thing. Defender, and then she's got the swift aim, so
Ready, Watcher.
shoot faster, more accurately. It was -7, now it's only -2. That's pretty good. So, okay then. Farmer's Plight. Oh, that's the ogre. Yeah, let's walk around town, talk to some more people, I guess.
Right.
No! Kickstarter backers everywhere. Base, you want to? What are you doing in the kitchen? Dingo will get you sorted out with the food and drink. Very sweet perfumes emanate from the barrels. The staff joints have stained dark brown stuff. So, beer. Upstairs? Let's see what's up there. Who's coming up the stairs? Nifri. Orlin hovers by the window, peering out of it every few seconds. As you enter the room, she watches you carefully, her hand hovering over her stiletto. She cranes her head in to peer behind you. Anyone follow you? Who sent you? What are you talking about? The man leaning against the wall glances out the door and nods to the Orlin. The hand over her weapon relaxes, but she's still watching you closely. Some old friends from Defiance Bay are looking for me. We're not exactly friends anymore, if you catch my drift. I'm just trying to lie low and mind my own business. Know what I mean? Blah, blah. Fish face. Boss, the fish face looks at the Orlin and jerks his head at you. All right. She raises a hand to the fish face before turning back to you. My friend here thinks you could maybe help us out. Now, I'm sure you're a busy man, so I'll make it worth your time. She flips you a few coins. Just go take a look around town. Come back and let me know if the coast is clear or if you see any suspicious figures. You're pretty suspicious. What's this about? She scratches the back of her neck. I may have gotten myself into trouble with some powerful people in Defiance Bay. Powerful criminal people. I suppose it was bound to happen eventually. I'm a thief by trade, and it's hard to do my kind of business in the city without crossing them eventually. Now, I'm just trying to put some distance between us. I'll report back if I find any and skulking in a corner and cackling maniacally. Very well. They look like Kickstarters, I think. Actually, the one... Are they? I think they are.
There's something you don't see every day.
Guildmaster staff, they took... that was in the story about something, right? Then when we talked to somebody. So, staff. Nobody seemed to care. Moon, many faces of Barath, the moons of Aora. We'll send Gippy in to do that.
I'll take a peek.
They already saw him. Who the hell's looking at him?
I'll take a peek.
Wow, that was fast. But Nobody saw anything. So that staff we just picked up. Where'd it go? There you are. So Guildmaster staff. So it's unique. Whatever. Does crushing damage. Plus 1.8 to weapon reach. Grants restore minor endurance. 3 per rest. I don't know. Just walk up to people and whack them with the staff. What's the druid using? Druid is using a spear thingy. Unique spear. So that's not really unique. No, it is unique. No enchants on it. Pieces and parts. I mean, it's nothing special. The druid carried around for a little bit. Maybe we'll get the parts for it. We can make it into something, an okay melee weapon.
This calls for a subtle touch. Give me a real challenge. Consider it done. There. What did I tell you?
That was easy enough. And picked up a little quest in the process. So we're supposed to walk around town looking for somebody suspicious. Chances of somebody being suspicious in town. I'm going to go, since there's a quest for it, I'm going to go probably fairly well. Pretty good chance. Question is where? Where's that ogre, too? When do we get to go down the well?
This elder of yours, he may have returned a drunk or an invalid.
Maybe. But the search for Persock is just as important as what I find.
Is that right? And what if you return empty-handed, huh?
I never return empty-handed.
Till you do. We've been to Defiance Bay. I hear there's no Hollowborn there. Yeah, that's a lie.
Can you smell the oily notes of brain fat in the air? Cured leather always makes me so hungry.
Potions for sale. Potions and ow. Oh, what?
Good day, stranger.
A young woman leans against a wagon. One arm and one side of her face are covered in bandages with raw, rippled flesh showing underneath. A minty, tangy scent wafts from her dressing. She smiles painfully. Just ventured into town. I'm about dry on some of my stocks, but you're welcome to take a look-see. Do you know anything about an egg within ruin nearby? I was ever looking for a ruin, too. Hard to throw a stone in the wilds without knocking over someone's sacred Adra pillars. Smart travelers avoid them. But if you're really set on sightseeing, Bedmar could point you in the right direction. He keeps up in the little temple on the northeast edge of town.
Hail and well met.
Anything else I can do for you? I've got some stuff. Actually, I'm looking for a missing noblewoman. Oh, that lord's daughter? She was a new shade of green when I seen her the other morning, chatting with Trigil she was, just outside his shop. She points at the crumbling tower. What was wrong with her? She tugs at a bandage. No offense, but I hardly know you. I'm not one for gossip, and I certainly don't want to cause the poor girl any trouble. Lord Heron said she was ill from travel. She laughs. That were no road sickness. Trust me, I know it when I see it. She is pregnant, probably. Or drunk. Thanks for the information.
Hello.
Said you had your supplies are limited. What happened? It's the damn roads. Can't reach none of my suppliers, so I'm stuck with whatever I can scrounge up in the wood. Dry cap, river reed, and the like. That's well and good, but most potions require something stronger too. Troll skin, vessel bone, what have you. And then there's the really rare ingredients, things you'd never be able to afford, let alone find on your own. Or drunk then pregnant. Yes, that's usually the proper order of things. Just saying. Although it does go the other way too. But usually 9 months after you find out you're pregnant. What did you find? And Dana winces as the rest of the story comes tumbling out of her. I've been keeping an eye on the Drake's Nest east of town at Durford Crossing. The beast stayed just long enough to lay a clutch and move on. Thank the Sky Mother it wasn't a full-grown dragon. She looks at her bandaged arm and grimaces. Fresh eggs are much more useful than the ones that get passed between merchants or left in the nest for weeks or more. And that clutch looked to be at its peak. Thought I'd see about getting an egg, but I didn't realize so many of them had already hatched, or that young worms were so territorial. I can get an egg for you. She keeps her gaze steady, but you see hope kindling in her eyes and twitching at the corners of her mouth. I sure hope you're not leading me on. I don't think I can stand getting burned again. She bites her lip. If you really mean to go after it, I'd certainly pay you. Just remember, big as they are, dragon eggs are fragile, and there's a lot more I can do with the whole one. Think about the dragon egg. It's a nest perched on the... It's in a nest. It's in a nest. Is perched in a cliff on the east end of Durford Crossing. That's out in the wilds just east of here. I'm sure there are others elsewhere, but the one at Durford Crossing is just the age I need. If you head out that way, be careful. The place was crawling with worms when I went out there, and I can't imagine they've gone anywhere else. How'd you get burned? She turns her face to the ground. By the flame. How bad does it look? Just say it. I know you can tell me straight. It looks like it hurts. She laughs ruefully. That's a mighty soft way of putting it. She sighs. I told you about my run-in with the worms. I reckon you put the rest together already. What's wrong with the roads? A noise of disgust rattles from her throat. Brigands, looters, you name it. The gods may be hollowing out our babies, but it's grown folk that's rubbing out the rest of us. People are scrambling to Defiance Bay because they hear there's healthy births there, and all those refugees and abandoned homes attract desperate sorts like flies on dog shit. Show me your stuff. It's the sure thing. So potions. Stuff. I don't think there's anything I really need here. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I need. Another quest, though. Someone looks briefly through you as if she doesn't know you're there. This middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in a brown leather cloth draped down to her knees. Her hands are working at separating string colorless vegetables in a pile before her, stripping the heads off the long fibrous stems with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetables into a small cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. You're not sure she even knows you're there. I was hoping to ask you some questions. Excuse me? The woman doesn't respond. She keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she heard you. Study the woman. At first glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman. Unremarkable, maybe less stern than most, but who seems more focused on the weaving in her lap than her surroundings. Yet you suddenly notice she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving, and the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind, her brown locks torn and snagged from lack of washing, like many of the townsfolk you've seen. There's a strange blur to her. Even the motions of her hands seem to be playing with threads that lack color. in a shape that lacks interest. It may be that she is half-minded or deaf, but something feels wrong. As you watch, her knitting takes on an odd cadence, and you have a terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing you. Focus. Her brown hair is long, almost impossibly to the length of her hands. As you follow the streams of her locks downwards, the hairs become long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver, and wrapping around her hands. She is forming a soul cradle with the threads, braiding a net in front of her, each finger long and sharp like a series of knitting needles, almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair weave together, with silver predominating as a highlight, the black shadow.
Hey Gimpy, it is time to take a break. This break supports the purchase of Rocket's treats. If you would like to help Rocket feel like a puppy again, please visit gimpyknee.com/support, or you can watch the ads during the break, or you can type !treats in chat. Thank you. The stream ends in 1 hour.
Okay, there we go. So, just a second. So, and suddenly you are calm. You're on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau, surrounding in all directions, a forest hazy with mist, although whether it is actual mist, or distance, or a recollection. Resting in the curve of a natural arch, above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention, as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau is soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different, not disembodied, but you feel your body. Your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your sense and thoughts, like mist roiling up softly into a sealed chamber, and focus on the chimes. Chime coaxes you deeper into the memory, and you're certain it is a memory, a warm one. You are on the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver, white, shimmering like Adra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists, your hands. Your hands are in motion. Weaving, not thread, but gathering, tenderly moving along the first movements of Barath's wheel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the crowning of a tiny head turning in your grip, its head slick, wet from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You can feel distant pains in your own head as the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb helping the newborn slide forth, and a woman's labored breathing crying out. Focus on the child, the movement of your hands. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear and cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort, or of that you are certain. Draw the child forth, and coaxed by your hands, each movement causing the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly the child comes forth, and as it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope. No, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb, before you. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul, the ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges as if you were viewing a soul from within a soul. But it is there. It is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before, and as your hands move, the chimes echo the movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from cords on your wrists, and where once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting into the world, a soothing sound guided by the tender motions of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and the experience. The woman laughs with a ragged joy, laughing from her parched throat. Her emotions seem soothed, but the physical demands of her labor have left her exhausted. But the child is here, the child is safe, and all atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. Slowly pull back, retreat from the memory. With effort, the scene bleeds of color, and your mind becomes your own again. There is no pole, no anchor, yet the sound of the chimes remains. As they existed in the memory, they sound here as well, and they are hanging from woven braids on the wrists of the woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrists is sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back into the real world. The woman still sits before you, but she is nothing like what you first saw. She is wearing black, shredded garments that drape over her form like streamers. Her hair is streaks of black and run through with silver. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face like a veil. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realize what you see is not what the world sees, and you are perhaps the first to see her true self. Still, you don't sense a threat in the realization. If anything, you feel a sense of release from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she is glad to at last be seen. Who are you?
I am seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
Mrs. Gimpy and her timing. There is a light touch on your mind, a caress, and her left hand mirrors the motion of the touch, reaching up through the air between you. You hear the chime on her wrist sound. Softly, her hand moves as if pantomiming, resting on your cheek at a distance, and she speaks softly and slowly.
Your memories. A cadence of wheels on a caravan track. Fever. Questions by running water. Violence in a night's campfire, arrows in the dark, and fleeing. Falling rock and cracking stone, and a storm. The storm. The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore. It's like a child. Many children crying out.
Encountered a bee-wank, yes, and it did something to me. Her hands withdraw shyly, the chime sounding softly once again. The woman stands uncertainly, as if she has been sitting for some time, or is too weak to bear her own weight. You notice her cheekbones are tight, her face gaunt. Yet whilst her stance is weak, she seems determined to stand before you.
You are able to see me.
It's almost a question. You suddenly realize she doesn't seem to know what you saw when you looked at her, the image on the plateau, yet the image was so clear, so sharp. You're surprised she didn't feel you there.
To see me is a rare gift, a watcher's gift.
Never been able to do that with a living person except with you.
So many questions, thoughts, whirling like storm winds. That storm still roars through you, deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground river. I cannot tell if it is carving new channels, or eroding what keeps your true strength buried. The fact that you could hear it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done. Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
There's a silence, and although it seems to last for but a heartbeat in your thoughts, it stretches out between the two of you, like a pull between your minds. You blink, take a breath, and then you realize she wants to ask you a question, yet can't form the words, as if assembling them is painful, or there simply are not enough pieces. Simple a thought. Do you wish to travel with me? You feel a wave of fear, gusted with the strength of relief, although, oddly, her expression does not change. Then fear dissipates, and you feel strength and certainty, as if the plateau from her memory lies beneath you and a calm sky looks down upon you. Oh, what the hell is she? Grieve your mother. Oh, she's a cipher. I have no idea what ciphers do. In this case, what would we want? Who would we switch cipher with? Because tank, wizard, priest, ranger, druid. Well, I know a cipher is as a psychic, but I don't know what they would. What role are they in the party? Jim is a weird and extremely word-ridden character, but I really liked her, and Cypher is a cool class. They're a bit like melee mages a bit. So swap out the wizard? Or more combat-ish mages. So the druid. You can swap out the druid, I guess. For now, we can always put her back
May
in.
Wal watch your step.
Soul Whip also works with ranged weapons. Well, we can always find out how it works. But I need to take a break first, because I'm out of water. All this reading is killing my voice. So, anyway, gonna get up, stretch my legs, get some water. Be back in a few minutes. Thank you very much for watching. Be back shortly, and we'll level up the cipher and see what we have. Our choices are there. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy the dog video.